An athlete, a musician, a linguist en français, and a school activities organizer. She was tops in every subject and achieved honor roll every year. She was a beep athlete and a competitive swimmer. In music, she was a percussionist specializing on the mallet. She participated in holiday showcases, remembrance days, commencement assemblies such as this, and as well as she backed me up in Teacher Idol. In French, where I got to know Emily, she achieved the top mark in her class every year she took French. As a member of the Birchmount Park Athletic Council, Emily worked hard at organizing school-wide events such as intramural activities and the athletic banquet. I really admire Emily. I'd like to be more like Emily. I'd love to have her athletic and musical abilities, and who wouldn't want her GPA? But mostly, what I admire about Emily is her intellectual and emotional equilibrium. Emily, the way I saw it, was a rock. She has this incredible ability to look at any situation and immediately distinguish between what's important and what isn't. Her focus is unshakable. Her intellect seems completely untroubled by the turmoil and whirlwinds going on around her. For many years now, on a personal note, I have studied meditation in the hopes of calming my mind and learning to relax and stay focused. As far as I know, Emily has never studied meditation. And yet, she doesn't seem to have to. It never seemed to matter what was going on around her. For example, grades 11, 12, French, Garrett May, front row, chirping away at you, trying to get a reaction from you, but to no avail. You just wrinkled your nose a little bit and ignored them. She never seemed concerned by trivialities. Now, I have to believe that your family and close friends occasionally saw chinks in your armor, but I never did. To me, you were just like a swami sitting on a mountaintop. Emily, with your amazing mind and spirit, there is no doubt that you'll go far no matter what you decide to do. And I hope that when you're out there finding your fortune, that some of your calm and equilibrium will rub off on the people around you, because the world will be a better place for it. I wish you the very best of everything that life has to offer.
And happy birthday, Natalie. I remember our first day of grade 9, my first day at a school where I knew almost no one. I still remember being terrified because my only premonitions of what high school would be like were linked to a movie that had come out the year before, Mean Girls. To anybody who has not seen this movie, it played a major part in shaping my vision of high school, and despite having some inconsistencies, it remains one of the most accurate portrayals of high school that I have seen. I was unprepared, convinced I would have to negotiate the social hierarchy of jocks, nerds, band geeks, many more inappropriate terms, and of course, the plastics. I spent most of my first week lost in the unknown territory between my classrooms and my ever-elusive locker in the beep hall. On my first day, I ate lunch alone, Katie Heron style, because I was too intimidated by the hundreds of unfamiliar faces. High school truly was a jungle. Everything changes. Those unfamiliar faces have become the roots of my favorite memories from these past years. And the first impressions I made were outshone by the things I learned about all of you and the countless times that you have made me laugh. So thank you for telling me that in every situation there is someone who is just waiting to be a friend. Thank you for proving me wrong about Mean Girls in quite a few ways. There is no rule that says a person must confine themselves to a definition and embrace it for 4 years. Not everyone wears pink on Wednesdays, and being a mathlete is absolutely not social suicide. There are so many different ways we learn within these walls, so I want to thank all our teachers for our inspiration, and especially for teaching me that math is the best subject, but words really do matter. Thank you for patiently letting us stumble around while finding out who we want to become. And I want to thank all the parents here, because my parents taught me the most important lesson I have ever learned, which is that every person has a gift. Whether it is being a little bit psychic or being able to put your whole fist in your mouth, you have a responsibility to figure out what your gift is and to use it. And I really should thank my identical twin sister, Hannah, for finally agreeing in our last year of high school to pull off the greatest April Fool's Day prank ever. I guess this is as good of a time as any to say April Fool's and to mention that a day in the life of an Art King student made me very glad I chose Birchmount. We need to we stayed up all night making oversized molecules out of toothpicks and styrofoam balls, and rewriting essays that were due 3 weeks ago. We spent our lunch hours stubbornly contemplating the biology and physics of being trapped in a room full of Jell-O. We survived Construction Hill and Survivor and Mr. Duncan's yoga classes. It has been a bit of a bumpy ride, but the class of 2010 has achieved some incredible things together. The graduates today include leaders with amazing potential, the cast of this year's outstanding musical Little Shop of Horrors, and many of Canada's most talented athletes, some of whom we may even see in the next Olympics. I am so honored to share this day with all of you. Sometimes life is just like a box of chocolate-covered almonds. You really don't ever know what comes next. So throw yourself out into the open world and don't ever let yourself settle for anything less than what you are worth. Believe in something more than yourself, and then believe in yourself just as strongly. If Mean Girls has taught me anything, it is that nobody else can ever tell you what you are capable of. The limit does not exist. Thank you.